can run into somebody and say, oh, what do you do? And lots of people would say, I'm an actor, I'm a musician, or whatever it is. And yeah, okay, but what do you actually do? The answer is, I am a musician, I am an actor, that's what I do. And it's amazing to me that that sort of thing is acceptable. Honestly, I got a guitar for Christmas when I was 15, and I think that was my dad's attempt at getting me interested in something. And I never put it down. I took lessons for, I think, 3 weeks, and then decided I can start a band. I think even from when I was much younger, I learned a song on a piano once that my mom played, and it was a Beethoven song, and rather than just learn how to play it, I insisted on going to the costume shop and getting like a miniature Beethoven costume and going into my grade 5 classroom and playing the entire song for the whole class with no reason, no announcement to it. I had to perform. I just always liked that kind of thing. I think over the years it's become more of an interest, and it's an obsession too. Like I can't not do it. I'm not a nice person to be around if I don't play. So. I was born in Vancouver, and I grew up mostly on the island in Victoria and played music there, and then wasn't playing up to the sort of professional level that I would like to have been playing. And so Toronto was kind of the most logical option. It was a big city. There's a lot of places to play here, and there's a lot of people to meet, and the business is alive and well here. In order to get here, I had to sell my house. I had 2 Harleys. I sold them, and I obviously left my job. I sold my car and bought a minivan, enough to get me out here with the gear and everything else. I believe there is a sacrifice involved in any of these kinds of decisions, but at the same time, I think, if you read the signs, then some sacrifices aren't really all that big a sacrifice. That allowed me to get here and make that huge leap. There was a bar down the road from me that I went in and watched a band play and said, like, can I come and play? And they said, well, we don't really book solo acts. Do you have a band? I'm like, no, but if you just give me 5 minutes in between their set by myself. And they did, and then they were, the guy who owned the place was like, okay, I get it. You can play, sure, I'll book you once and see how it goes, kind of thing. Take my rage, I take this stage, while I always sang for you. Oh. It's been a great experience here. It's never easy, that part is for sure. It is a business of no. You hear no way more often than you ever hear yes. I got involved with the TTC almost purely by accident. It just so happened that the TTC was accepting applications for a new 3-year contract coming up. And I heard about it the day before they stopped accepting applications. Drove down there the next day and I handed it in, and I thought, I don't know, it's a 3-year contract through the TTC, and so I assumed that there would be thousands of people applying for this, and a month or so later, that they said, what, we're interested, we accepted your application, now we have to go through the rest of the process, which is like a live audition. I went up there and, the sort of nervous jitters in front of a crowd or whatever it is, I banged off my 4-minute set in 2 minutes and 45 seconds kind of thing. And I stopped, and one of the judges at the back, he's like, you still got about a minute. And I'm like, oh crap. So then I, threw together something else and threw another song out there or whatever, and squeaked in. I got in just over the little cusp of the point system, whatever they have. For me, busking has always been a way to sort of check myself against what it is that I'm actually trying to do. I've said for a while that, you should Never play to your friends and family, because your friends and family are filthy liars. They're going to tell you it's great every single time, and it doesn't matter if it is. Very rarely does anyone ever actually come up and say, like, man, that sucked, you know? If you're on the street or you're playing in a subway, then that does occasionally happen. On a good day, busking is amazing. You get a great and instant response. On a bad day, it is very humbling, and you learn very quickly what works and what doesn't. And sometimes what worked last time isn't going to work today. You have to adapt, and it's definitely shown me how to take those successes and, you know, treat them as a game tape. It really makes you appreciate what you're doing on a totally different level. It's coming. Where you gonna run to? Thanks to playing in the TTC specifically, as opposed to just busking anywhere, but I've actually had a lot of opportunities come out of it. When the Tragically Hip came to town for their last shows, I was requested by name to go down and play a bunch of hip tunes before the show, which was insane, because it was a 10-hour slot. The only way that they would have ever known who I was is because of those connections through the TTC and stuff. As bizarre as it is, you know, I had to move to the biggest city in the country to find a close-knit community like there is here in Toronto. Someone told me once that was, said, it's show business, not show friends. And it took a long time for me to get that. And when I started to see music as a business for myself, it changed my entire outlook on things like dedication and passion. I've always been very passionate about it. I love music, I always have. But dedication is more geared towards the craft itself and the business aspect of things. And being that dedicated has allowed me to do things like go into the studio and go on the road and play night after night after night after night. And I think that is probably the largest single part of the craft, is just constantly doing it. My name's Rob London, I'm a musician. So who said the dumb is maybe right? Who said